everyone, and welcome to episode 9 of Explore the Bible. This again is the beautiful word coloring Bible, so ignore my writing and everything. I haven't actually went over a lot of this. I went over a little bit of it, so I'm going to read chapters 8 and 9 for you guys, and yeah, here we go. But God remembered Noah and all the wild animals and all the livestock that were with him. And he sent the wind over the earth, and the waters receded. Now the springs of the deep and the floodgates of the heavens had been closed, and the rain had stopped falling from the sky. The water receded steadily from earth, and at the end of 150 days the water had gone down. And on the 17th day of the 7th month the ark came to rest on the mountain in Ararat. The waters continued to recede until the 10th month, and then on the first day of the 10th month the tops of the mountains became visible. After 40 days Noah opened a window he had made in the ark, and sent out a raven. And it kept flying back and forth until the water had dried up from the earth. Then he sent out a dove to see if the water had receded from the surface of the ground. But the dove could find nowhere to perch because there was water all over the surface of the earth. So it returned to Noah in the ark. He reached out his hand and took the dove and brought it back to himself in the ark. He waited 7 more days and again sent the dove out of the ark. When the dove returned to him in the evening, there in its beak had a freshly plucked olive leaf. Then Noah knew that the water had receded from the earth. He waited 7 more days and sent out the dove again, but this time it did not return to him. By the first day of the first month of Noah's 601st year, the water had dried up from the earth. Noah then removed the covering from the ark and saw that the surface of the ground was dry. By the 27th day of the 2nd month, the earth was completely dry. Then God said to Noah, "Come out of the ark, and you and your wife and sons and their wives. Bring out every kind of living creature that is with you, the birds, the animals, and all the creatures that move along the ground, so they can multiply on the earth and be fruitful and increase in number on it." So Noah came out together with his sons and his wife and his sons' wives, and all the animals and the creatures that move along the ground, and all the birds, everything that moves on land, came out of the ark, one after another. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, taking some of all the clean animals and clean birds. He sacrificed burnt offerings on it. The Lord smelled the pleasing aroma and said in his heart, "Never again will I curse the ground because of humans, even though every inclination of the human heart is evil from childhood. And never again will I destroy all living creatures as I have done. As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease." In chapter 9. Then God blessed Noah and his sons, saying to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number and fill the earth. The fear and the dread of you will fall on the beasts of the earth and on all the birds in the sky, on every creature that moves along the ground, and on all the fish in the sea. They are given your hands. Everything that lives and moves about will be food for you. Just as I gave you the green plants, I now give you everything. But you must not eat meat that has lifeblood still in it, and for your lifeblood I will surely demand an accounting. I will demand an accounting from every animal and every human being too. I will demand an accounting for the life of another human being. Whoever sheds human blood, by human shall their blood be shed. For the image of God has God made mankind. As for you, be fruitful and increase in number, multiply the earth and increase upon it." Then God said to Noah and his sons with him, "I now establish my covenant with you and your descendants after you, and every living thing and creature that was with you, the birds and the livestock and all the wild animals, all those that came out of the ark with you, every living creature on earth, I establish my covenant with you. Never will all life be destroyed by the waters of the flood. Never again will there be a flood to destroy the earth." And then God said, "This is the sign of the covenant I am making between you and every living creature with you, a covenant for all generations to come. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be a sign of a covenant between me and the earth. Whenever I bring clouds over the earth, and the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will remember my covenant between you and all the living creatures of every kind. Never again will the waters become the flood to destroy your life. Whenever the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will see it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and all living creatures and every kind on earth." So God said to Noah, "This is the sign of the covenant I have established between me and all of the earth." The sons of Noah who had come on the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. These were the 3 sons of Noah. From them came people who were scattered over the whole earth. Noah, a man of the soil, proceeded to plant a vineyard. When he drank some of his wine, he became drunk and lay uncovered inside his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father naked and his 2 brothers outside. But Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it across their shoulders. Then they walked in backwards and covered their naked father's body. Their faces were turned the other way so they could not see their father naked. When Noah awake from his wine and found that his youngest had done to him, he said, Cursed be Canaan, the lowest of slaves will he be to his brothers. He also said, Praise the Lord, the God of Shem. May Canaan be the slave of Shem. May God extend Japheth's territory. May Japheth live in the tents of Shem, and may Canaan be the slave of Japheth. After the flood, Noah lived 350 years. Noah lived a total of 950 years, and then he died. So in these two chapters, I think it's extremely important, the promise that God gives us, the covenant of the rainbow, that he will never flood the earth again, that he will never have wipe out the humanity and all animals with a flood. Now, notice that he didn't say it wouldn't happen a different way. He did just said a flood. So everything that's going on now is still extremely scary. With this, everyone is changing their ways and getting away from God, and that's extremely scary because he just promised that he would never flood the earth again. He didn't never promise that he would never wipe it out or anything. And then we remember that the rainbow is a symbol of the covenant of God, which I think is a really good symbol, because when the rain comes, we can all be reminded of Noah and his journey and his faithful walk with God, because he didn't even know what rain was whenever he decided to make this ark. And then we have the rainbow comes out, and we all remember that's not going to happen, and we're okay, and God is with us. And then I think this is important. Noah gets drunk, and because of that, we know that even the most faithful people with God sin, and God still loves Noah, and he was still gained 350 years of wisdom from this point. So that was extremely important because he still grew with God, although he sinned, and God still loved him. So it's important for us to realize that we can still grow after we sin. So next episode will be episode 10, and I will be back with chapter 10. That works out great.